Hey y'all, I want to give my take on the NBA playoffs now that we have the match set for the finals. Right off the bat, I want to say I think the name the NBA gave for their championship game is pretty lazy. The finals, that's it. That's more of a description of the event, not a name, but whatever. So LeBron is going to his 5th straight finals. That's a remarkable feat, man. Granted, he's got a losing record in the finals, and I think he's going to lose this finals as well. It's still very impressive. Some people talk about how weak the Eastern Conference is, and it is weak, but the Cavs would have been gone in the first round if it weren't for LeBron. The Celtics did not make it easy for them. They put up more of a fight than the Hawks did, even though they both got swept. I never believed in Atlanta. They proved me wrong though by getting all the way to the conference finals. When the Nets tied the series at 2-2, I thought they were done. I didn't pick them to get past Washington, and that was a hell of a series. Paul Pierce was ridiculously clutch. I think he forgot he was 37 years old and considered a veteran because he was lighting it up like he was 20. The Bulls fought hard against the Cavaliers in their series. I picked them to win, but again, they got beat by LeBron. I really feel that series should have been the conference finals. The Atlanta series was just boring because of all their injuries and also because of their lack of talent. But it is what it is. Over to the West, we got the Golden State Warriors. They're the team I picked to win the West. I felt the Rockets had a really good shot at beating Golden State, but again, they just disappoint you in the playoffs. I think the problem with the Rockets is consistency. They can't be consistently good in the playoffs. They're on the extreme night to night. In Game 4, Harden had 45 points and shot 59% from the field. 2 days later, in Game 5, he only gets 14 points, shooting 18% from the field. I'm not saying he should be scoring 40 plus every night, but that's a huge drop off. And this seems to happen year in and year out with him. This is a guy that's been to the finals. He's been in the playoffs for years now. I have no idea what could cause someone to be that inconsistent. The Rockets and Harden did play an amazing series against the Clippers though. I picked them to win that series, and when they were down 3-1, I was like, damn. But they fought back and it was spectacular. Chris Paul is in a similar boat as Harden as far as consistently getting bounced out of the playoffs. Chris Paul played very well in these playoffs. You can't blame his lack of postseason success on his performance now. The Clippers just got complacent and ran out of talented players. Their starters can compete with any other team in the association, but their bench is lacking. Jamal Crawford is their only consistent player, but he in reality shouldn't even be a bench player. He's like Ginobili in that he'd be a starter on many other teams. The series the Clippers had with the Spurs was another good series that should have occurred later in the playoffs. I picked the Spurs to lose to the Warriors in the conference finals. I was only half correct on that. Unlike many, I don't think the Spurs were content with the championship from last year. I just think they were old. The Clippers are younger at almost every position in the Spurs starting lineup. So our final matchup is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. Both teams have spent a lot of time out of the finals. The Cavs were last in the finals when LeBron was with the team. They went from the bottom of the toilet to floating at the top. The Warriors last were in the finals, and get this, 1975. Damn. Any date that starts with 19 is like the Stone Age, man. As I mentioned earlier, I've picked the Warriors to win it all and beat the Cavaliers, but the Cavs most definitely have a chance to beat Golden State. They have the best player in the world in LeBron James, shooting 43% from the field, averaging 8 assists per game and a double-double per game with 28 points and 10 rebounds. Kyrie, although not fully healthy, is helping LeBron with 19 points per game and shooting 44% from the field. Timofey Mozgov is a 7-footer that is playing well. I'd never even heard of this guy before now. J.R. Smith shows up from time to time, and Shumpert is a great defender. Golden State I think will prove to be too much. Not only do they have Steph Curry, a lethal shooter who is shooting 46% from the field, 44% from 3, and averaging almost 30 points a game this postseason, but they also have Klay Thompson, who is another lights-out shooter, also shooting 46% from the field and 43% from 3. Draymond Green is averaging a double-double these playoffs and is coming into his own. There are some pretty good matchups that we're going to see. Who's going to guard LeBron? It really doesn't matter, but it'll most likely be Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala. I'd really like to see Iman Shumpert on Curry, better yet, LeBron on Steph Curry. There's also the two 7-footers in Mozgov and Bogut. I'd probably pick Mozgov in that matchup. If Kyrie is at or near 100%, I think the Warriors will have a tough time defending him. All that being said, this is the championship game, and stats, X's and O's are not on the court. Flesh and blood humans are. What was done before this point is irrelevant. All the players that have been playing well have to continue that pace and maybe even go beyond that. It all comes down to who can make the plays when it matters most. Crunch time. I think whether LeBron wins or loses, he's got a lot to be proud of. Losing won't help his legacy, but what he was able to accomplish with this team after being sub 500 in the regular season, after losing Kevin Love in the first round of the playoffs, after losing Kyrie in the conference finals, it is very much a Hall of Fame, greatest of all time effort. Not many players would have been able to drag this Cavalier corpse to the finals. I think whether or not the Warriors win or lose, they've got a great future ahead of them, provided they keep their core players, Curry and Thompson. They're not going anywhere. I think the West is too strong for them to consistently show up in the finals, but they will be finals contenders for years to come. That's all I got for now, people. Enjoy the finals.